Hello, hello, sweet honeybees. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I honestly just woke up and it is like 1:30 in the afternoon where I live. I woke up earlier in the day, but the very first thought that I had when I woke up was, I do not want to be awake. I do not want to be conscious. I woke up feeling really depressed, just kind of overwhelmed with the way life is, the way everything is in the US right now and within the world. And then that little voice in my head just started chattering away about how I should just give up on everything that I've been working towards. I should just give up on my dreams. I don't matter. My voice doesn't matter. Who's going to listen to me? I'm nobody. So since I hadn't had a bad day in about 2 weeks, I just gave myself permission to feel all of this because let's face it, life is really hard. And I just laid in bed, decided I might even try to go back to sleep, maybe have a reset on my day. And then that's when I had the most interesting dream. In this dream, it started with me arguing with my sister in front of a bunch of my family members about drug use. And I don't exactly remember what my sister's point was, but I remember what my point was. And I felt really nervous and anxious about exposing myself so vulnerably in front of my entire family because I knew that they were going to judge me. But I decided to do it anyway. I told her that if you want to fix the problem of drug use within the United States, then you need to start looking at the root causes of why people are turning to drugs. And from my own personal experience, I know that one of the biggest root causes of drug use is trauma. People are trying to escape how hard life is. You know, we go through these awful things and we're also working our lives away. People are struggling to pay for their food. People are struggling to pay for their housing. And it feels like no matter how hard you work towards something, that you're never going to get anywhere, that the bar just keeps raising higher and higher. And people are looking for ways to escape how awful that feels, how hard it is to live in this reality. um and then not just that, but alcohol is heavily promoted within our society as a way to relax, have fun, de-stress after work, party, to celebrate. And alcohol is the gateway drug to using harder drugs. And it's being heavily promoted and normalized within our society. And I feel like this part of my dream is relevant to current events because we are currently using American drug use as an excuse to mistreat human beings and to dehumanize and perform inhumane actions against other human beings like Hispanic people. And I don't agree with it whatsoever. We're just passing the blame instead of looking at the actual causes of the problem. And part of my personal trauma, which led to my drug use, is my Christian background. I come from a super conservative Christian family, and Christianity enabled narcissism within my mom's side of the family, which created a lot of trauma that I sought to escape. Kind of like how I see white Christian nationalists enabling narcissism within our government. I'm about to record a podcast episode talking about this, so I don't want to get too deep into that. It has been going on for millennia, organized religion enabling narcissism, but I want to talk about the current events, the reality that we are currently living in of how organized religion, particularly Christianity, is enabling narcissism within the government, and people are literally in this kind of trauma bond, and we're using substances to escape this reality that our controllers, our handlers have built for us. But anyway, I left the house that I was in with my sister because I was upset talking about all of this. And as I'm walking down the street, I see these two cars full of men that I just had this intuitive feeling within me were Muslim men. One of them called over to me, "Hey sister, do you have a moment?" So I went to go talk to this man and see what he had to tell me. And this man told me that when I'm about to have a breakthrough, that is when the devil is going to challenge me the most. That is when the enemy is going to challenge me the most. And he basically told me not to give up on myself, and he asked me if he could pray over my life. I allowed him to pray over my life, and then after he did that, I told him that I remember who the real enemy is, brother. And so I've been watching the Hunger Games a lot yesterday. I posted that video yesterday, and then I decided I was going to watch the movies. The reason why I made that video was because I wrote in my journal the night before that reading is rebellion, and then I woke up the next morning, yesterday morning, with the hanging tree stuck in my head. And those movies are so relevant to everything that is taking place in current times right now. Like, the parallels are just so uncomfortable and uncanny. I encourage everybody to go rewatch the Hunger Games movies because they are free on YouTube, and people should watch those movies. They have very powerful messages within them, and they definitely expose a lot of societal systemic issues that are relevant to current times. And it's just going back to the whole Christian, white Christian nationalist things and using religion to promote hatred and harm against other human beings. These people don't understand who the real enemy is. They are listening to the devil and allowing the devil to cause them to cause harm to other people and spread a message of division when we need to be spreading a message of unity and brotherly and sisterly love, because we are all brothers and sisters here on this planet. Right after I had this conversation with this Muslim man and he prayed over me in my dream, he invited me into his home so he could feed me, which is a stark contrast between what is happening in America right now, where we are literally trying to shut ourselves off and we are demonizing people just because they're existing without papers that state they belong to the American government. I mean, that's what your social security number is. It is your ID showing that you are the property of this country, and then your birth certificate is your receipt, your proof of ownership. And we are literally perpetuating human suffering and dehumanizing other human beings, calling them illegal just for existing without a paper. And I believe in sovereignty. I believe in true freedom. I do not believe in owning people. I personally don't even believe in borders. I believe that they are made up by man and used to control human beings. But that is a story for another video. I have so many things that I could talk about, you guys. I have just been holding on to so many things for years now, and I just feel like I'm ready to explode, which is why I've been talking more. I've been finding my voice, which is great. But I have been facing a lot of opposition the more vocal that I become and the more controversial viewpoints I share. that challenge the system and mainstream society. Anyway, in my dream, this Muslim man invites me into his home so he can feed me. And then we're talking about the importance of ear protection, and we're looking at my loop earplugs, and I'm talking about how there's also the eargasm earplugs, and I'm explaining what high fidelity earplugs are and about how they lower the decibels and tune out the things that are harmful to your ears while still allowing you to hear conversations and hear the quality of the audio that you're meant to be hearing. And I feel like this is an important message about being able to tune out the things that are harmful, but still remain open to where you can listen to things that are beneficial and still have conversations with other human beings. Remember who the real enemy is. Then, after I left this man's house, I get on my phone and I am viewing YouTube, where I see that I have a bunch of comments of people telling me that I am the Antichrist preaching against God because I am criticizing the hypocrisy of Christianity. And I have yet to have someone call me the Antichrist, but this is actually really relevant to the things that are going on in real life. The more that I learn to speak up and share my perspectives and talk about the things that I am seeing, people don't like it when you see through them and you talk about the things that you are seeing. People would rather lash out at you than take a good look in the mirror that you are providing for them. And as they say, there is no hatred quite like Christian love. As I have been sharing my spiritual perspectives and trying to share this message of us being more alike than we are different, and this message of us needing to come together and to stop demonizing each other and calling out the hypocrisy of religions that are demonizing people. I have had, I will have some people leave comments criticizing me and telling me that they hope I find Jesus, as if I'm a lost soul when I'm not. I know who I am and I have an established personal connection with God. And I will notice that I will have multiple videos just randomly downvoted. Even videos that have nothing to do with Christianity. Like, here are these people that don't like what I have to say, so they are maliciously going through and downvoting all of my content without watching it. Literally no intelligent or worthwhile contribution to the conversation other than telling me that I need to find Jesus, or that I don't know what I'm talking about, insulting me and downvoting my content, which is quite literally proving my point about how you claim to come from this religion of love, yet you are spreading hatred and acting out of hate. You don't like that. You claim that people are persecuting you, yet this is how you act towards people. You claim that people hate you, yet this is how you're acting towards people. And this is the whole reason why I'm talking about it, because it just drives me nuts. It's hypocrisy, and I grew up within the hypocrisy. I have firsthand experience of it, and I'm just tired of being quiet about it. And that's the thing. The devil is going to challenge you the more that you challenge the devil. And now I don't believe in the Christian devil. I don't believe in all of that. When I say the devil, I mean fear, hatred, the things that are perpetuated by our ego, hierarchies. All of our shadow aspects are devil energy. And I mean, they have a place, but we are meant to learn how to keep them in check. We are meant to learn how to have self-discipline and balance out those energies within us. It's okay to have these aversions, but when you allow that aversion to control you to where you cause harm to other people, or you try to control other people, that is when it is a problem, and you are allowing the devil energy within you to take control over your life. And I am just learning how to tune it out and speak my truth and share authentically, regardless of any kind of backlash I may receive. Because when you start living in authenticity and sharing your truth, especially if you're sharing your faith, that challenges the status quo of the systems that are in place and the authority of organizations that have been over humanity for so long, you are going to face opposition. I mean, even their own idol, Jesus, Yeshua, was a table flipper that challenged the authority of the church and the state and the power that they both held over the people, how they thought, how they believed, how they worshiped, how their lives worked, the days that they worshiped. Jesus and Yeshua encouraged the people to question all of this because he knew that the true kingdom of God exists within. We all have God and the devil within us. It's all us. And we should not be using our beliefs and our faiths to perpetuate harm towards other human beings. And we should not be just blindly following these organizations that are literally just lining their pockets and seeking to have control over us. They are using this man who taught us to have faith in ourselves to gain control and power over other human beings. Like, these people are literally just giving away their power to an oppressive system while claiming that it's God. And I'm just tired of being silent about it. And this dream just really encouraged me. I woke up from it feeling a whole lot better, like a weight had lifted off of my shoulders. Do not allow the voice of fear or hatred to cause you to make yourself small or to hide you away or to silence you, because your perspective matters. Your story matters. Your voice matters. You have purpose in this world, and you do not exist to be controlled by other people. This life is meant to be about you and your choices. You are meant to have sovereignty and power over your own life. And those that seek to have power and control over you, they live out of a place of fear. And fear is not what God is. God is about love, trust, faith, not fear, division, control, and hatred. Anyway, I feel a lot better. I've tried to record this video a couple of different times now. I need to get out of my head and stop trying to be such a perfectionist and stop worrying about, oh, I said this wrong. I said this wrong. I said this wrong. It's all in your head. The way people perceive you is none of your business, because no one knows the content of your heart other than you and God. But I will say, you will know them by their fruits. Do their actions and the things they support actually align with the things that they say they believe? A lot of the times they don't when you look at these major religions. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, week, month, year, and life. Remember to stay curious and question everything.